Good morning, students. Today, for business studies class, we'll continue the chapter planning. So, last class we discussed on the meaning and importance of planning. So, today we will discuss on the features and limitations of planning. Okay. So, already we discussed planning is the first function of management. So planning is the important function of management and it is the basis for all other functions. That all things introduction part and importance we discussed in the last class. So today we will discuss the features of planning. So what are the features we can see in planning functions? Okay. So first feature is planning focuses on achieving objectives. So always so whenever we plan for something, so we will be focusing on our objectives. For what purpose we are planning, for that one will give importance first. So all organizations are standing for achieving some general goals. So generally some goals will be there, for that only all organizations are working for. But some specific goals are also set by the organization, so with the activities to be undertaken to achieve these goals. So general one goal will be there. So how to achieve the general goal? Through some specific goals. So specific goals means those goals are very nearest to goals, we can achieve those goals. So we can say general goals are distant goals that can be achieved afterwards only. Suppose for example we'll say school will conduct monthly exams, monthly examinations or test paper. So that can be called as specific goals. So monthly or weekly, half yearly, like that. But everything what these monthly or weekly papers we are going towards, where we are going towards the final examinations. So that we can say the general goal of the organizations. So behind any mission, so behind any organization, some specific goals will be there, general goals also will be there. So through specific goals we can achieve the general goals of the organizations. So planning is useless unless it is standing for achieving the goals of the organization. So we have to plan for achieving the goals of the organization. So already we discussed each organization, manufacturing organizations are there, service oriented organizations are there. So different organization have different objectives to achieve. So whatever objectives they have set, they have to plan for that and they have to stand for achieving those objectives. Okay. So that is the first feature. Planning focuses on achieving objectives. Whenever we plan, in front of us there will be some objectives. Okay. Next, planning is the primary function of management. So the first function of management already we discussed. This is the first function or primary function of management, that is the another feature. So all other functions of management are performed within the framework of the plans are drawn. So other functions like organizing, staffing, directing, controlling, all those functions we can say it is on the planning function. So we can say that planning is the basic structure of an organization. Above that structure only we build all other functions of the organization. Okay. So we can say planning provides the base for all other functions. So this is the base for all other functions. Understood? Okay. Now next is planning is pervasive. So this pervasive we studied in management features also. Management is pervasive. Pervasive means it is applicable everywhere. Wherever you want to apply these theories, management theories are applicable everywhere. So like that only planning is also pervasive. So planning is required at all levels of management as well as in all departments. So wherever you want to do the planning work, you can apply those theories anywhere to your personal life. You can apply, you can plan for that, or when you are in a group you can plan, or when you are in a job you can plan. So wherever you are, or departments or different plans, or specific divisions have different plans, like that, no. So all levels, all organizations, all countries, everywhere we can apply planning function. So but the scope of planning differs at a different levels. But everybody cannot plan similar, they cannot have similar plans, because top level plans are different, middle level plans are different, lower level plans are different. Okay. So manufacturing organizations plans are different, and service oriented organizations plans are different. So like this, different organizations have different plans. So top level plan for the entire organization, but middle level plan for that particular department. In middle level there will be departments like a production department, purchase department, sales department, finance department, personal department, like that, marketing department. So many departments we can form in the middle level. Then lower level, ultimately the work will be done in the lower level. So each department or each level can plan for their particular level. Separate plan they can have, but top level plan for the entire organization. Ultimately middle level execute the plan through the lower level. Understood? So planning is pervasive. That means we can apply these planning functions everywhere. Okay. Now next, planning is continuous function. So once we plan, we cannot say that okay, my planning everything done, now I can take rest. No, it's not possible. So plans are to be prepared for a period of time, maybe weekly, monthly, yearly, like this. We have to prepare plans for a particular period of time. Okay, but at the end of the period we have to make a new plans according to the new requirements and future functions. Understood? Because whenever we finish a plan, so there there starts a new plan. We cannot take rest, like, or we finished like that point. End point is not there for planning. Suppose school you take one academic year, we plan monthly, weekly, we plan everything, and it we finish one academic year over. Next, again for the next academic year we have to start with the new plans according to the situations and the current future requirements, everything we can see. So because last year plan will not work this year, because so many changes will be there in the environment. So already we studied in business environment chapter, different environments are there: social, technological, political, legal. All these environments change different ways. So according to that changes we also have to cope up with, so that we have to plan according to the requirements of the environment. Understood? So we can say what planning is a continuous process. Understood? No? So why planning is a continuous process? We'll be planning one after another. We will be planning and we will implementing it, then we'll plan for the next. Okay, that means the plan is framed, implemented, and followed by another plan. So we frame a plan, we implement a plan, then we do the follow up. How was my plan, whether it is successful or not. If it is successful, we will finish it there, then we will plan for the next activity. So we can say that planning is a continuous process. Okay. Next is planning is futuristic. So planning always, no, it will not look backward, it is looking forward. So the purpose of planning is to meet future events effectively to the best advantage of an organization. So always, we are planning for our future. So you are planning for your career, you are planning for your marriage, or you are planning for your construction of a house, planning for purchase of a car. So like this, no, new plans we can make, that is for the future only. So it is therefore peeping into future, analyzing it, and predicting. So we can say planning is always looking forward, looking towards the future, analyzing it and predicting it. So today I'll plan for tomorrow. So tomorrow, what are the things I have to do? I am planning today itself. That is called what? Planning. That means tomorrow I am predicting today. Okay. Now, so planning function is regarded as forward looking or forecasting future events based on conditions. So according to some knowledge I have, tomorrow what are the things to be done? So based on the today's prevailing conditions, some changes may come tomorrow. Based on that also I can inculcate in my planning process, and I can take a very good plan today and make a plan for tomorrow today itself. Understood? So we have to consider the future conditions, present conditions, everything, then only we can plan, because it's like a predictions. It is not mere predictions also. We cannot blindly believe on things and all, and we cannot predict, but it's a preparation for the future, we can say. Okay, so it is called what? Planning is futuristic. Then it is planning involves decision making. Of course, we all make plans for the purpose of making good decisions, because in where planning is needed, whenever selection to selection of best alternative, it's not be best alternative from among various alternative courses of action. So when we do planning, when we need a selection, then only we plan. So tomorrow so many options are there, I can do in this way, I can do in that way, so A B C D, so many options are available. So from among the options or alternatives, I have to select a best alternative. So that is called what? Planning. If there is no choice, no need of plan. If no choice is there, no need to plan. Suppose in lockdown period I am not allowed to go outside, means I have no other options also, so I'm not thinking about that, I'm not planning also for that. Understood? So planning involves thorough examination and evaluation of each alternative and choosing the most appropriate one. So suppose whatever we plan, I told you already, so many things we can plan in an organization. So as a manager, as a department head, we all have to plan different things. So when we plan, we have to take into consideration, we have to examine so many things and evaluate it, and alternative, we have to evaluate and choose the best one, best decision we have to take. So when you take best decision, that will be a good decision for you. Understood? So that is called what? Planning involves decision making. So planning helps you to take very good decision. If you are not planning blindly, if you are sitting and immediately when one action moment will be there, so action moment when it comes, so you will be blank, like if you are not planning. Okay, so if suppose if you have some plans in your mind, at least you can do something there. So planning helps you for good decision making. Okay, now we can say planning is a mental exercise, of course. So all these plans we know where we do in our, with our with the help of our brain only we do. So we can say that it is a mental exercise. So planning requires application of foresight, intelligent imagination and sound judgment. So whenever you plan, you see these are the things you need. Foresight means the ability to see forward, so looking forward, how what will be my future. So the ability to look forward into the future, that is called what? Foresight. And intelligent, of course you know intelligent needed. Then imagination power, you have to imagine, you have to create a situation and dream on that. Then sound judgment, so you have to take sound judgment. Yes, justifiable judgments you can have. Then it's basically an activity of thinking rather than doing. So planning, we can say it's not a doing function, it's a thinking function, it's a mental exercise function. Yes. Then however, planning requires logical thinking rather than guesswork. So thinking work means simply sitting and thinking something and doing something, not that. So we have to do a rational thinking, logical thinking, not guesswork. It is not guesswork. Okay, so we have to so do a logical thinking and make good plans for the future. So we can say planning is mental exercise. Understood? No? So planning requires mental exercise, it need foresight, it need intelligence, imagination and sound judgment. Okay, so these are the points, what features of planning. Now we'll go to the limitations of planning. Okay, so planning leads to rigidity. So limitations means we know all the features, importance, everything we discussed, but this planning also not whatever from limitations, but we can overcome all these limitations. Why these limitations are? So because no, whenever you plan, you think about these limitations also, then only you can have a better plan. Okay, so in order to know that, or in order to understand it properly, how to do proper planning, we should know the limitations of planning also. So first limitation is planning leads to rigidity. Okay, so you know whenever in an organization, well defined plan is drawn up with specific goals to be achieved within a specific time frame. So always we make plans with a specific with specific goals or specific time period we set, and for that we will plan. These plans then decide the future course of action, and managers may not be in a position to change it. Suppose in our country yesterday, our finance minister Nirmala Sitharaman, she announced so many things which can be implemented during this lockdown period, and to how to boost up the economy or how to overcome this recession period in the economy. So they plan, so many departments have a meeting and they plan, and with the prime minister's meeting, everything they have done. After that, they come with a different plans, and they are announcing those plans in the press meet, to the medias or to the people of India. So that is, once it is made, means it is not possible to change afterwards. So if you they want to change it, they have to analyze it properly, then only they can change it. So we can say some plans, some any organization also you take, so some plans if we make, no, it is very difficult to change it. So we can say when we plan and implement something, so it leads to rigidity. That's why it is called a rigidity. Rigidity means it's not flexible at all. So sometimes we make plans, understood, no, sometimes we make plans, but afterwards when we implement it, if we want to change that also, it may not be possible to change in a particular situation. So that is why it is called what planning leads to rigidity. Not all types of plans, some types of plans. Okay. Next limitation is planning does not work in a dynamic environment. Yes. So we also have so different plans. So I also thought, okay, vacation is coming, I'll go to my hometown and enjoy with my parents or my brothers, like that, no, everything we plan. You also must have planned, we will be going to your grandfather, grandmother, everybody is there, so like that we plan, but all our plans collapsed due to this lockdown period. So like that only, planning does not work in dynamic environment. So when situations are continuously changing, so we cannot predict it properly. So then what it is, like a dynamic environment, and we cannot plan properly. Okay, the organization constantly adapt with economic, political, legal, technological, social changes. So these are the changes usually affects the operations of the business. We already discussed in business environment chapter. So whenever these type of changes comes, it becomes difficult to accurately assess the future trends if economic policies are modified or political conditions are not stable, calamities, competitions in the market. So this point, no, you can connect with our present situation. This COVID-19 problem is going on everywhere. So how government is taking decision, everybody, waiting for next day when we woke up, immediately we want to see the news today, what is the change government has made, or how many shops will be open, what are the areas or sectors government announced to help, or any advantage we will get. So like that, no, so every day we are watching, so means that is what dynamic environment. So this type of situation, when natural calamities are there, when something very dynamic or very problematic situation is going on in a country, we cannot plan properly. So planning does not work in a dynamic situation. Understood? Next, planning reduces creativity, of course. So when you plan a particular thing, so you have kept everything plans ready, then top level usually, top level makes the plans, and they, it's not allowed to make any change in that when it is implemented by other members or levels in the organization. Suppose a letter is coming from, for the school, the letter is coming from headquarter Delhi, so that letter comes to us, then exactly what is written in that letter, that only we can implement in the school. Suppose we want to change something in that letter, or we want to implement it in a different way, and it is beneficial to the students, even then we cannot do it, because that is against the decisions or the orders taken by the government. Understood? So whatever plans made by the top authorities, we have to follow blindly, and any change in that, we cannot use our own creativity in that. Understood? So usually employees do not formulate plans, they only carry out the orders. So whatever others, employees, or managers, superior officers, higher officials, top authorities, whatever they send to us, or whatever they communicate to us, we simply carry out those plans. We cannot formulate plans. So we may be good in that, but we cannot use our creativity. So there is no scope for innovation or creativity. Understood? Now, planning involves huge cost. Okay, so huge costs are involved in planning in the form of time and cost. So in order to plan or in order to prepare a plan, we have to spend money for that, and we have to spend time also for that. So time also very costly, but we usually will not consider the cost of time. Only we consider when we pay money some for something, that only we call it as, yes, I spent this much for that. But the time you spend, that also what is a cost. Okay, so of course whatever you are doing in your education time, schooling time, college time, of course you are spending your time. You are not getting anything today, but it's a very good investment for your future, like that only. Understood? So whenever we plan, we have to involve some cost. So detailed plan requires scientific calculation to ascertain facts and figures. So when you plan for a new technology, or you want to import a technology from other country, suppose for example I'm telling, then what you have to do, first we have to meet some scientist, and you have to ask the probable conditions or benefits from that, and then only you can implement those plans. Okay, so whatever decisions you take in your business, for some important plans and all, of course we have to spend some money, and more people are involved, more money you have to spend. So the cost involved may not justify the benefits derived from it. Sometimes we may spend more money for a particular plan, or to plan something for our organization, but the benefit may not be that much. But 1 lakh you spend for preparing the plans, but the benefits you are getting is 50,000 or 75,000, then it is not matching with your this plans cost. Understood? So whenever you plan, the benefit should be more than that the cost of the plan. So there may be some other incidental charges like expenses on board meeting, discussion with the professional experts, and preliminary investigation to find out the viability of the plans. So board meeting, discussion, professional experts, when you call, you have to give remuneration to them. So all these things, this way you have to pay money to different people, and for the preparation and board meeting, everything you have to spend some money. So planning involves huge cost. Okay, so this is the thing. And the next one is, planning is a time consuming process. Of course we discussed, sometimes planning needs more time, and there is no time left for its implementation. Understood? So sometimes we make plans every day, but for its implementation we will not get time. Okay, understood? So that only, then planning does not guarantee success. Okay, so whatever we plan, sometimes the plans will not guarantee any success. The success of an organization depends how plans are drawn and implemented. Any plans needs to be translated into action. Suppose keep on planning. Some students also, they every day they prepare what timetable. Timetable is a plan. Budget is a plan. So every day you are making your budget, every day you are making your timetable, but you are not implementing it, then no success will come. Understood? So planning does not guarantee success means, okay, we will not plan, not like that. We have to plan, and you have to implement it in time, then only it will guarantee success. It is always not good to rely on previous year's successful plans. Okay, so this also a bad habit, like last year I studied like this, or last year I did like this, I scored this much mark. So this year also I'll be following my method or way of study in the last year. So that also a foolish plan, like. Understood? So you should not believe on successful plans, because situations changes, and our conditions, systems, everything will change every year. So we should not believe on the previous year plans. Okay, then there are so many unknown factors which are to be considered. So some other factors also will be there in the present conditions, that also to be considered. Understood? No? So whatever past experience, past successful experience you may have, from your plans, but you cannot completely rely on that. You have to make new plans. otherwise it will not guarantee any success. Understood? So these are the points in these topics, features and limitations. Okay, I hope you understood. And one thing I want to tell you, you along with this, no, you read the textbook, then it will be very clear for you. Otherwise it will make a confusion, because some limitations are there whenever we do video and teach, so how much possible way I'm explaining, but video length, should not be, video should not be more lengthy also. And it is better you read, after going through this you read textbook also, so you will understand everything. Okay, so thank you so much, this much only for today. Okay, thank you.